Hi, Assalamualaikum. So today I'm going to go through and pass you a question for ELC 501, English for academic critical academic reading. And I'm going to go through the sample 2. Let's look at the paper, the test paper. Yep. All right. So this is the test paper. Let me share the test paper. Yep. Okay. So this is the test paper. This is sample 2. The second sample for assessment 1. 35%, which will be conducted on week 9. Okay, so the title of the article is The Reading Brain in the Digital Age, right? So this is the original paper. If you look at there are about 11 paragraphs. Okay, this is if you just click on this one, yeah, this is the source. Okay, so this is the source. And if you look at the source, okay, in my critical academic reading class, I've also taught the anatomy of an academic article, right? So this is the title of the journal. Okay, the source. Okay, this is the address, the HTTP address, and this is the one in bold here is the title, caption, the author, and this is the original article. But for the test paper, the original article has been tailored in a way to suit the test specification. All right, let's look at the article. Yeah, this is the title. The first paragraph, the introductory paragraph. Okay, so you are given a little bit of historical background. Okay, so this article, it's about comparing reading on screen with printed reading materials. Okay, for example, in my class, okay, in my critical academic reading class, I encourage my students to read Reader's Digest magazines. Okay, but Reader's Digest magazine is also available on online version. Okay, but okay, so for this paper, so this is the first paragraph. If you look at this word shuffling in bold, it means that this word will be tested later in the question, normally the first question on vocabulary. Okay, so the second paragraph, this is the second paragraph. Another word that will be tested in terms of vocabulary is the word prevalent. Okay, let's say for practice, classroom practice, what I teach my student is, let's say you want to know the meaning of this word, prevalent. Because for this test, students are allowed to bring in English dictionary, but not thesaurus. Okay, what you do is you just go to Google. This is for reading, improving your reading and vocabulary. So you just copy and paste this word. All right. So if you want to improve your vocabulary, you can just copy and paste. And then this is taken from Oxford Dictionary. This is how to pronounce the word prevalent. And this is the word form, it's an adjective. It's this is the definition. Let me enlarge this. And this is how the word is used in a sentence. All right. So let's go back to the question paper. So the word shuffling and prevalent, you can find it in question 1. All right. So let's, another word is seamless. Okay. In just copy, paste. You can learn how to pronounce it. Word form. This is the definition. And this is the how the word is used in a sentence. So in my critical academic reading class, when they read articles from Reader's Digest, or when we go through the articles in the past year question, one of the skills that they learn is in improving their vocabulary. Okay, by learning the new words in terms of pronunciation, the definition, how it is used in a sentence. All right. Okay, so let's look at so these are the article, yeah, the text taken from here. And the first question, this is a compulsory question. There will be 5 words taken from the text. So shuffling, line 5, prevalent, line 16, seamless, impair, and cognitive, right? So for this question, I have taught in the class that they have to give the not the definition, because they are allowed to bring English dictionary to the class, but to give a synonym or to give just a few words, okay, to explain the meaning of the word. For example, shuffling. Shuffling, the answer can be dragging or moving slowly, while prevalent, widespread or common, okay. Seamless, the answer for seamless is smooth or uninterrupted, okay. And impair here is a verb. Okay, another tip is if the word is given, if it's a verb, then the answer must also be a verb. Okay, for example, the word cognitive. The word cognitive is an adjective, so the answer must also be an adjective. How do you know it's an adjective? Okay, by looking at the suffix. Okay, so in my class, I also teach prefix and suffixes, okay, identifying different suffixes and how the suffix shows the word form, the form of the word, whether it's a noun, it's an adjective or a verb, okay? So for cognitive, the answer is intellectual, and impair is a verb, and the synonym can be impede or weaken, right? That's another compulsory question. Okay, another thing that I teach in my class is main idea. Okay, identifying main idea. For this question, I like to remind the students that to make sure they properly check paragraph. This is paragraph 4. Because the paragraphing is in Roman, okay? Because I do have students coming and telling me that they check they got the main idea in the wrong paragraph. Instead of paragraph 4, it's paragraph 6. Okay, so please check carefully. So there are 2 types of main ideas as I've taught in the class. One is stated, one is implied. Okay, so let's look at paragraph 4, right? So stated paragraph is stated main idea is very straightforward. You just have to copy the whole sentence, all right? Just copy the whole sentence and write the answer in the space given on the question paper. All right, so the answer here is in most cases, paper books have obvious topography on screen text, or Okay. So, so, and for this question, okay, in this paragraph, let's look at this paragraph closely. So this is the main idea, stated main idea, and this is the major supporting details, major details. Okay, and the third line here, the third sentence in this paragraph, this is the minor supporting detail. Okay, a major supporting detail is the supporting detail that directly supports the main idea, while the minor supporting detail can be left out. It's just a minor supporting detail just to give more information in the for the major supporting detail. Another major supporting detail is all these features not only make text in paper books more easily navigable compared to on-screen text, okay? But it also make it easier to form a coherent method. So this paragraph compares paper books and on-screen text, okay? So an open paperback presents a reader with two clearly defined domains, the left and the right pages. So as you can see here. Is left. Yep. So the left and the right pages. So a total of 8 corners to orient the reader. So that is the major detail. So the minor supporting detail is a reader can focus on a simple single page of a book without losing the sight of the whole text, right? So now let's look at all right. So this is paragraph 5. Next question. Question 3. The most suitable content of paragraph 7. So the most indicate the topic. The topic here is sense of control in navigating text. Okay, question 4. Because normally in reading comprehension questions, correct me if I'm wrong, students are taught to go through the questions first before they read the text. But yeah, the questions will follow the flow of the text, okay? So question 4, recent surveys suggest that most people still prefer paper, especially when reading intensively. Attitudes are changing as tablets and e-reading technology improve and reading digital books for facts and funds becomes more common. Okay, so inference. So in my class, I already taught that inference means guessing. What can you guess in this line? Okay, so for this question, I would accept any logical answer. So the logical answer can be people read, okay, people read digital texts and paper books for different purposes, all right? And also technology, yep, the other one is on technology. Technology changes people's attitudes towards reading. All right. Question 5 is the implied. Implied main idea means the main idea is not clearly stated on the paragraph. 6. Let's look at paragraph 6. But the paragraph, there you go. So the students you have to construct or you have to come out with the main idea. Okay, let's read paragraph 6. So this is a research finding. Okay, and Megan of the University of in Norway found that students who read text on computers perform more poorly than students who read on paper. So this is the main idea. Okay, students reading PDF files encountered more difficulties. So this is another supporting details explaining the main idea in the form of an explanation. They could only scroll or click through the PDF one section at a time, whereas students reading on paper could hold the text in its entirety in their hands and quickly switch between different pages. So paper books and documents may be better suited to absorption in a text for easy navigability. All right. So for question 5, the implied main idea. So this study that investigated reading on screens indicated that screens impair comprehension by limiting the way people navigate text. All right. So what you can say, implied main idea, reading text on paper creates better understanding compared to reading text on screens, as it is easier to navigate text on paper. If your answer is any logical answer, as long as the implied main idea, the implied main idea is there, I would accept any implied main idea that is relevant to that paragraph. All right. So let's move on to another question. Okay. Questions on supporting details is another compulsory question. Okay. And in my class, I have taught different types of supporting details, such as research finding, statistics, historical data, explanation, illustration, examples. All right. So for this question, identify the type of support. You must identify this, and it is only in paragraph 10 to strengthen the opinion on taking shortcuts when reading on screen. Let's look at paragraph 10. So, yeah, all right. So you just focus on this paragraph 10. Take the identify. So this is a survey, right? Okay. So for example, yeah, you spend based on detailed 2005 survey of 113 people in Northern California, Ziming Liu of San Jose State University concluded that people reading on screens tend to take a lot of shortcuts. So that's the main idea. Findings of a survey. For example, indicates that this is an example. So you can take this sentence as the answer, all right? For example. So what type of support is an example. And for this one, you can type this, you can write this down as research findings because survey. And then you just copy this whole sentence in the second, this one. Let me just show you here. Question 6. Type of support is research findings. Example, based on a detailed survey, 2005 survey of 113 people. Copy the whole thing. B, type of support, example. And what's the example? Take from paragraph 10, the second sentence. All right. Question 7. In most cases, paper books have more obvious topography. So what's the conclusion? So this is another thing that another lesson that we learn in the critical academic reading class, coming out with the inference, making inferences, drawing conclusion. So what can we conclude here? So we can say that paper books have more reader-friendly features than that facilitate reading than on-screen text, right? You don't have to mention on-screen, just paper books have more reader-friendly features, okay? Another conclusion that you can make is paper books could allow readers to get a bigger picture or a bigger idea of what they are reading. So as long as they are logical, I'll accept those answers, right? Okay. This is another question. 8 is another question on supporting details, but this time you have to choose from the 6 options and fit in this box here type of support. So the supporting details are given. So you identify the support. For example, A here is an observation. B here is an example. C, all right, C here, Mangan modes that student. So this is expert opinion. Okay, when my students read the articles in the Reader's Digest, I also ask them to identify, from anywhere in the magazine, these different types of supporting details. This is another activities that we did in the class. When you read the magazine, you can identify research findings, expert opinions, statistics, all right, examples, and then you write it down in the notebook, okay? And D is research findings, all right. Question 9 is a true-false question. So A is true, F false, C, most digital text reduce the reader's flow of thought in understanding the context of what they are reading. It's true. And D, digital natives unable to understand text that are on paper as well as on screen. That is false. Okay. Question 10 asks for your opinion. And in this question, you give 2 reasons. So you can answer yes, okay? Yes, paper text give a better reading experience, or no, paper text does not necessarily or doesn't give better reading experience, and you provide 2 reasons. If your answer is yes, if you just say yes, then that's 3 marks here. Then you get half mark for yes. Okay. Yes, I think so. That's half mark. But yes, paper text give a better reading experience. That's 1 mark. Another 2 marks are from the reasons. The first reason can be paper text allow reader to focus on a single page of a book without losing the idea of a whole text, okay? And also, secondly, paper text allow control over text, okay? And it makes it easy to form a coherent map of a text, all right? However, if your answer is no, paper text don't give a better reading experience, then you can say digital, or you can say that screen text, okay, screen reading, okay, on-screen reading allows shortcuts to reading text. It allows scrolling, okay, paper text doesn't allow scrolling through a seamless stream of words, or it allows quick location. You just click Control F, okay. Screen text allows quick location of a particular words or phrases, right? For question 11, okay, it's on inductive and deductive reasoning. All right. In my class, I have taught, okay, in my class, okay, what is deductive and inductive reasoning? Let's look at A, okay. This is a deductive type of reasoning because, let's say, in contrast, let's read the text together. Most screen e-readers, smartphones, and tablets interfere with intuitive navigation of a text and inhibit people. So this is a general sentence. Okay, it explains what the whole is about. So from narrow to explanation, a reader of digital text might scroll to a seamless stream of words. So this answer can also be used here. Question 10, to support your opinion that no, paper text doesn't give a better reading experience. So this is your reason. A reader of a digital text can tap forward one page at a time or use the search function, but it's difficult to see any one passage in the context of the entire text. Okay, so there are explanation. So this is a deductive type of reasoning. Okay, making sense of something. And B is an example of an inductive type of reasoning. Okay, so let's go through the paragraph. In a study published in January 2013, and Megan of University of Stavanger in Norway and her colleagues found that students who read the text on computers perform more poorly than students who read on paper. Mangamoot's, so again, this is the last name, okay, of the researcher. Students reading PDF files. So these are explanations, okay. They could only scroll. So this is an inductive type of reasoning. So because if you look at the last question, okay, paper books and documents may be better suited to absorption in a text for their easy navigability. This study that investigated reading on screens indicated that screens impair comprehension. So this is the conclusion which you can find at the end. So this is an inductive type of reasoning. Okay. C is an example paragraph this sentence, yeah. Paragraph 7 is an example of a deductive reasoning. Okay, surveys have indicated that screens and e-readers interfered with two other important aspects of navigating text: serendipity and a sense of control. People have given testimonies that they enjoyed turning to a previous section of a paper book when a sentence is brought back. They also have, so they, giving the general statement and then explanation. So that's a deductive reasoning. Another topic that we learn in the class is also discovering the underlying assumption, as in paragraph, the paragraph 10, yeah. And remember, for this question, this is the last question for the test paper. So read carefully. You need to identify two underlying assumptions, and this can be found in C and D. But you have to go to paragraph 10 first. Let's look at paragraph 10. Right. Okay. Oh, this one, this survey. We have read this article, right? We have read this paragraph, right? So what are the underlying assumptions? So there are two underlying assumptions. One is digital text promote reading by allowing readers to take shortcuts. And the people who read on screen are only interested in completing the reading task quickly. And A and B are not mentioned, okay? They are not the underlying assumptions. All right, so that's the end of the question paper. All right, so if you have any questions on, so as you can see in the paper, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the class or in the WhatsApp group. All right. Okay, thank you for your time and your attention. Right. Bye.